Hello. In this demonstration, I'm going to input tax forms that are covered in Lesson 4 of the Self-Study Counselor Training and Certification course. It's going to include interest demonstration with an 1099 INT, a dividend with a 1099 DIV, an unemployment form with a 1099 G, and some alimony. We'll do paid alimony and received alimony. So I'm in Practice Lab. I've signed in. Here's my client search. I'm going to search for a client. I'm going to use an existing return. I'm going to use the Sanchez's return. I'm going to open up that return. And first I'm going to input interest. The interest is income. Underneath federal section, there's income, and the types of income are over here. Now, within this option, you can see interest income, dividends, distributions. So I could select that and go in that way to input the data in the form. Or I could go up here and I could say 1099 INT. I'm going to do it this way first. I'm going to do the form finder and go in. And notice that when it opens up, it puts me straight into the form. I didn't have to go through any navigation to get there. I just said, let's go to that form. All right, I have to key in the payer's name. The payer's main name is Derby Federal Credit Union. I've entered this once before. The payer TIN, their identification, it's 757788997. Country, it's United States. Address is 431 Investment Row. Zip code, it's 40202. 40202. It populates then based on the zip code, the city, and state. Now, is this an interest that was received by the taxpayer, the spouse, or is it joint? Now in this case, I'm going to say it was the taxpayer. Okay, now we just fill in the numbers that are in the boxes. The first box, box 1, interest income is $238.80. So I can key in $230.80. When I save this, it's going to round this up or down to cents. So in this case, if it's 50 cents or more, it rounds up to the next dollar. 49 cents or less, it rounds down to the next lower dollar. So in this case, it's $238.80. I'm going to leave it there because I typed it in. But for the rest of these numbers, I'll round them one way or the other. The next field actually is box 2. There's an amount in, and it's $23 even. Savings bonds. Yep, there's $150 in interest from sale of U.S. savings bonds. The next box with anything in it is box 8, which is tax-exempt interest. And it's right on the nose, $45. And then bond premium, which is box 11. Here it is. It's $126.23. So I'm going to round it down to $126. That's it. There's no other information in the form. I've typed in what I saw in the form. I typed in. We're now completed with entering the data on this interest form. So I can go up or I can go down. If I had another, again, I could say save and add another. It would save this one, open up a new input form for me for another interest statement. But I'm just going to say continue. And next, we're going to move on and input a 1099 DIV for interest. I could go over here and go to income, or I can just say continue here. Note, there's interest and dividend. I want to come all the way back in just to show you if we didn't go in using the form number, what this would look like. So over here, there's interest, income, dividends, and distributions. I know that's what I want. Interest or dividend, yes it is. Up here, add interest and dividends. I want to add another form. So I'm going to say add one. It now says, what type do you have? Do you have interest income? No. Do you have original issue discount? No. Dividend income from a 1099 DIV? That's exactly what we have. There's also seller financed interest income. But we know it's dividend. So we select dividend, say continue, and it opens up the input form for a dividend form. Now we got the payer name. Payer name is Baker Financial Services. This is Baker Financial. What's their identification number, their company number? 25745 6789. Oops. There it is. They're in the United States. The address is P.O. Box 237. Zip code is 32209. I'm going to use, just for the heck of it, I'll use Cambridge here. And it's Cambridge, Massachusetts. This one, same. Is it joint, spouse, taxpayer? We'll say this is the spouse. The taxpayer was the interest. And now we're going to key in what's in the boxes. Ordinary dividends, $345.89. That rounds to $346. Qualified dividends, $256.50. So that rounds up to $257. $49.78. In capital gains box 2A, that rounds up to $50. The next entry is in box 3, looks like. And that is right here, non-dividend distributions, $16.23, rounds down. Next is section 199A dividends, box 5, there it is, 127 with rounding. And then foreign tax paid, it's $5. $5.13, rounds to $5. That's it. I entered everything that was on the form has been entered into this entry screen exactly as is. They correspond. So I'm done. I can now go here, say continue, and when I say continue, it's then saving it. So we've now entered a interest tax form and a dividend tax form. Now we're going to do unemployment compensation. I can go again. I can go up here. Now what I can do instead of the form is say unemployed and start typing, and as I type a word, it'll give me some selections. That is unemployment. Underneath here you can't see it. It's because the drop down is Form 1099-G. There it is. I'm going to select that. There it is. Add or edit a 1099-G. That's what I want to do. Oh, I forgot. I input this before. I'm going to delete it just to show you how you delete it. I delete it. It says you want to delete it. Yeah, I want to delete it. So now I'm going to add it back in again. Sorry about that. So the number on this is 91634. And when I key that in, it knows that that federal ID number is for the State Unemployment Commission. And it has actually in Florida here. Over here is the fields that are on the 1099-G form. I'll key those in. 2,985. Over here, federal tax withheld. Yep, there's $200 of that. Taxable grants, no. Next, there is state information, and it's Florida, so I'll key it in. There's no income tax in Florida, but I'll key it in, and I'll key in the number they have here, 125. And then state tax withheld, there is. It's $50 withheld. Now, who's the recipient? We'll say the spouse. Country is the United States. This is the spouse taxpayer's address. There's no other information I need to put in. We say continue to save. We've now entered an unemployment statement, 1099-G. I can say continue. I can back out by hitting continue. I'm now here. Now I'm going to look at alimony. And we want to look at alimony, how we input it for the receiver and how we put it in for the payer. Let's do the payer first, for the heck of it. So the payer, it's actually under deductions. I'm going to go in and key in alimony, and we'll go right to the form, hopefully. But you can go through deductions. I just happen to know this. And then it's actually under adjustments here. And if I hit adjustments, it opens up, and I can look in here, and there's alimony paid. So that I could have traversed through that way if I knew it, but it's a lot easier just to come up here, say alimony, and look, alimony received, alimony paid. So we're doing paid. If I click on paid here, there it is. It opened up the alimony paid form. Recipient Social Security number. What's the number? Let's say, paid that alimony. My former spouse received it. Let's key that in as the former spouse's Social Security number. It's required. Amount paid. Now on here, the amount, it says what Elizabeth received. We'll do that in a moment. But on this case, the amount paid, let's say it was $4,000. That's $4,000 for the year. Date original divorce or separation agreement. That's why in the intake booklet we ask people, you have legal separation, you have court decree, you have official divorce. You then we need the date. Here we'll just use 2010. So there it is. This is $4,000 alimony paid. We say continue. It's going to save that, and it's now saved that. It shows $4,000 paid to this recipient. Now, on the other side, we've shown paid. Now we're going to show receiver. Receiver, it's income. And so income, I'll go to the income screen. We're going to look for alimony here. And alimony here is, well, look, there it is, alimony received. I can click on that, open it up. Amount of alimony the taxpayer received. In this case, it was Elizabeth. She got $350 a month, and so the total was $4,200. Oops. Date of original divorce or separation agreement. They said it was December 23rd. So December 23rd of 2014. There you go. And now, if the spouse had also received alimony, we could put that in here. In this case, it's just the one. It's the taxpayer, and that's it. We just put in the amount for the year. We put in the date of in this case, it was a divorce. Yep. And we're done. So what I've just shown is how to enter a 1099 INT for interest, a 1099 DIV for dividends, unemployment on a 1099-G, and alimony. Those are exercises that we have in Lesson 4 in the self-study course. That's it. Thanks for listening.